Well, we got some big breaking news today. Um, Israel will be added to an upcoming United Nations blacklist as a country that harms children in conflict. Now, officially, this list is called the UN's Children in Armed Conflict Report, and informally, it is referred to as the list of shame. So I can really think of no better place for Israel to be. Um, Richly deserved, guys. Um, the numbers we have so far, um, since October, the Israelis have killed more than 15,000 Palestinian children. And they've also injured over 12,000. Many of these injuries are absolutely catastrophic. Gaza now has the largest percentage of child amputees in the world. People with horrific burns, all sorts of terrible, just devastating injuries that they're going to carry for the rest of their lives. Now, these numbers are hard to wrap your head around. 15,000 children killed, that's like 3 times the entire population of my city. And the thing about these numbers that's even more devastating is that they are definitely a drastic undercount of the true numbers. We're not going to know that until this thing wraps up. Now, the entire system has just broken down. They can't count this stuff anymore. I mean, typically you have a civil society functioning, you have bureaucrats, you have hospitals, morgues, all of these things go into counting. And that system is just decimated. So, I mean, the numbers are likely double or even more. Remains to be seen. But, I mean, whatever they are, the one thing we do know is that they're absolutely devastating. So, each one of these kids is somebody's whole world. Now, the official UN list is not coming out till next week. So this news this morning was a bit of a surprise. And the reason that we know about it is because what happened is before the list is released, the UN Secretary General will give a courtesy call to the ambassador of any new country that makes the list. And so he did a courtesy call to the Israeli ambassador to the UN, and this guy recorded it and put it on Twitter. So the UN was understandably outraged at, he's a UN ambassador. They're supposed to conduct themselves with some sort of, professionalism, but it's Israel, so rules of conduct don't apply. Anyway, this guy recorded the call. He put it on Twitter, and while the UN was outraged and called this move unprecedented and unacceptable, certainly this kind of theatrics is not surprising. The Israeli ambassador to the UN, this is the same guy that recently got up in front of the UN on the podium and shredded up the UN Charter while announcing to everyone else, "You are shredding the Charter with your own hands," as he shredded it with his own hands. Very Israeli move there. Every accusation is a confession. So, response from Israel. You guys want to guess? Yeah, Netanyahu said that the UN is Hamas, and that the IDF is the most moral army in the world. And he also, in another classic Israeli projection, announced that the UN will be the ones going down in the blacklist of history. Yeah, that'll be you, Netanyahu. But let's see. Oh, what else? Which one are we missing, guys? That's right. The foreign minister of Israel, who is named Israel Katz, he announced that the UN is anti-Semitic. Surprise! These guys have literally one move. Okay, so what happens now? Well, once you make the list of shame, you're stuck there for 4 years. And exactly what consequences come of this? There's definitely going to be big political and diplomatic ramifications from this kind of thing. But it's actually up to each UN member country to decide how they are going to respond to the report. But just so you guys have some context, other groups and countries that have made the list, well, Russia made it after they invaded Ukraine. And ISIS is on it. So, yeah, sounds like where the IDF belongs. And, yeah, it's time that countries stop arming and funding this genocidal baby murdering army. And, we need sanctions. We need to see sanctions. We need to see arms embargoes. The Israeli war on Gaza is just the latest part. They have been killing Palestinian babies for years, and they're always trying to keep themselves off this list. But this time, even with all the protection that Israel gets, it was the UN, their quote was, "They forced our hand." And, yeah, this, what we need to see here, and what we're starting to see here with the war crimes charges for the Israeli officials, with the genocide case at the ICJ, and now with Israel making the baby killer list. This is the kind of stuff that pushes countries to do arms embargoes and sanctions. And that is what is going to finally force them to knock this shit off. South Africa didn't just wake up one day and say, "Hey, I think we'll start doing apartheid and give black people equal rights." No, they had to get sanctions, arms embargoes, boycotts. And that's what we're finally starting to see for Israel. And, this is an important step. We're getting closer. But obviously, the more pressure gets on them, the more babies they kill. And as much as it's good to see them on this list, it's also really scary. Because every time one of these things has happened, the genocide case, anytime there's a ruling against them in one of their cases, the announcement of the Netanyahu getting a request to be tried as a war criminal, every time that happens, Israel goes on another murdering rampage against Palestinian civilians. And that's something they've already really been ramping up in recent days. So, unfortunately, I think we're about to see the next massacre. Stuff's just, it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. Sanctions, ceasefire, fuck these baby killing motherfuckers. Hey, thank you for watching my video. If you found this useful information, if you want to support my channel, please subscribe, share the video if you think that this is stuff that is useful info. And thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Please give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Lots of love, everybody, and free Palestine.